Alrighty punters, and welcome back to another night of qualifying here at Circuit de la Sarthe, made famous for the 24-hour Le Mans. We've got a great lobby tonight of about 7 drivers in there. We're setting up qualies for this Sunday's race, which is a 1.5 hour marathon for these guys. I'm sure we're going to have a few tired muscles there after this one. We've got a few out there tonight joining us for the stream. I believe we have Viking Racer hiding out there all the way from the land of the long white cloud. Viking, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening. I'm looking forward to this qualifying session. Just looking through the field, I see that one of my team members is here qualifying. So that's CHH, or Corbin as we know him.
Yes.
All the Kiwis stick together.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I think we've also got Captain Lowside out there as well, joining us for a second night in a row. What a privilege. Hey, Captain, how you going?
Oh, I might have just lost comms for a sec there, Dodgy, but yeah, thank you for the introductions. It's good to be back for another quali round.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, nothing like a bit of tech issues. It wouldn't be wheel to wheel without tech issues. As we know, you usually come to open a race and bang, you have an issue straight away. These guys
always works in testing, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. These guys are right now out on their outlap, so expect them to be forming up in little groups to be helping each other out. And by the time they get around this mammoth, I should have done my research. It's close to a 14-kilometre track. They'll be ready to go hot and live. We do have Corbin on board, who is CCH199. What are you expecting out of tonight, Corbin?
Just anything alright, you know. Like, I'm not looking here to just do a superstar lap, but if I can just punch out a reasonable time, a 57, 58, I'll be happy.
57. Not bad. I did see somewhere that we've already had a 3:55 punched out in the lead up to starting this quali. I think there's going to be some fast cars out there tonight. I think we're in for a good going.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching this from just before, there's some very, very quick people in this lobby. Ando787 has been punching out some fantastic races, some fantastic times, so he'll be one to watch for tonight. And Spence is another, and I think Benjamin Disco has been doing some quick times in that Lambo as well, so we'll keep an eye out for him tonight.
Another Lambo, is that what Benjamin's in?
I spent a while in Footnar's Lambo the other night, and he was struggling to get a lap around without a penalty in him, but he was adjusting brake bias, and so he couldn't bring the balance into the car around here. But,
the Group 3 is a bit of a wild thing to try and tame, so for a skilled driver like Footner to be having some issues, we'll see what Disco can pull off.
Yeah, be interesting. But Ando's very quick. He's a recent new guy to wheel, I'd say that. Maybe he's in the last quarter and arrived and was very fast straight away. He's one of the guys that's come up the lower divisions and has got through into Lobby 2s, I think, or maybe Lobby 3s on a Sunday night. So
he's missed a few rounds. Unfortunately, he joined right towards the end of the season, so he's been unable to climb the ladder lobby as such. So I think he's still possibly Div 3, maybe Div 4. That certainly doesn't reflect his speed. He's challenging some of the Div 1 boys for pace, so he's definitely got speed.
Yes, he's got a lot of speed, and he's not an urgent driver. He doesn't dive bomb you and hit a gap or sort of punch you or push you out of the way. He just passes you.
Yeah, exactly. He's very calculated with the way he drives. Being a pilot by trade, you expect those sort of reactions to come naturally for him.
He must be a fighter pilot.
How do you think Tombo's going to go tonight?
Well, as you can see, there's some tactics trying to line up with some slip as we begin. So everyone's trying to find a bit of free space, or maybe even a bit of slip for their lap. So, as we know, slip can easily wipe off a second and a half if you can all put it together. But driving around close proximity to another car is very difficult. So getting it all in on one lap has proved its own set of challenges. So sometimes you're better off just going at it by yourself.
Yeah, well, this is the first start of their hot laps now, so I fully expected these guys to bunch up like this, and it's good that Corbin's jumped in with them. I think we've got a family of zoologists here. They're all the same team, the zoologist team. So for Corbin to duck in and get a bit of a help along with them is very smart driving.
Oh, mate, I don't think they were too happy about it. They seemed to try to shake me off a little, but I like to say I'm quite persistent.
Infiltrate the best, mate. Infiltrate the best.
Yeah.
So that's the
biggest thing here is staying penalty free. So fingers crossed everyone can do that tonight. But
and for me at the moment, if they help me, I'll be more than willing to help them.
yeah,
Any chance of jumping inside Spencer's car? And let's having a look from.
Okay,
He's
let me
going there.
find where he is.
They're all bunching up down the straight behind Ando with Corbin stuck in the middle, looking coming through the first chicane.
see, it's not such a bad way to do things. Being tripled up, you end up getting a tap. The middle car ends up getting a tap from behind, which then pushes the car in front. So you're really freight training down this massive straight, and certainly improve your top speed.
Yep, so they're sneaking up to Ando there in third. Looks like Brick Red's got a little bit of a gap in second, and first place DCE Racing is just capped them.
Yeah, DCE's not holding back. He's
Let's see
got a
if
few
Big Red
second
Ralph
lead.
gets out of the way for him.
Yeah,
He's certainly being hunted down on those straights. I reckon Ando would just be in slipstream at the moment, so we're going to add to Ando's pace, and then Corbin and Spencer behind. Unlucky for Tombo, looking back towards him, he's probably just out of slipstream, so unless he can pull off something through the back end of the course, he might be a bit out of luck.
Yep, it is harsh that these guys have been caught up by Ralph here, but honestly, Ralph has the right of way. He's trying to run his quickest time too. There's no need for him to get out of their way yet. If I was these guys, I'd probably hang back and let Ralph have this lap and then really attack the next couple.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they've sort of hung him out to dry a little bit, so hopefully Ralph can... well, you see some contact between...
Yeah, and that's what makes it
Ralph
hard
there,
on
so
qualies. It just ruins everyone's lap, unfortunately. But when you're in the heat of racing, sometimes these things don't come into play.
No,
yellow flag.
as soon as you're on track, everything goes out the window. Your strategy just turns to, I want to be in front. So
Yeah, I just saw
Well,
Ralph.
Lando's got in front right now.
Ralph just
Tombo's
went off in the
apologising
background.
to someone.
yes, I think the person that's come off best is Ando out of that whole lot. So he might be on for a cracking lap time already.
You
Yeah,
don't-
he's got a clear track in front of him.
Yeah, he's got all of the slipstream straights done and out of the way. So
He does look racy, doesn't he?
I even like the livery of that car, eh? It's
simple and
yeah,
great.
the Qantas colours. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I believe
It's
that one's
obviously he's used to operating flying machines.
I believe that one is thanks to Hammett to the Bone did that livery, I believe. So as he does a fair few of them.
Hammy's got some good livery skills, so yeah, it's nice to see some.
Oh, here they go.
Oh, there we go. We're in 54 for Spence. And that was
Spence
even
has
getting
been
caught
there
up
by
with
second.
Ralph, so I'm impressed with that time. I thought that was going to be a bit more costly. I would say they're possible to get down into the high 53s if that's the case.
Yeah, given Spencer's pulled off a 54 while being caught up in a whole lot of traffic, that's a very impressive lap time.
Yep. And it looks like their boss man just jumped onto YouTube, is giving them a go team. Zuzu's having a watch, so no pressure there, fellas, but the boss is watching.
End of season performance reviews right here.
I'm not sure that Corbin has told Dukesy about his qualifying tactics. I don't think he ran that one past the boss before he decided that he's just going to go through and see how he ends up.
Mate, it's an individual's game sometimes, this qualifying session, and sometimes I've got to make a bit of a judgment call about who I decide to hang with, and while it didn't quite work out for me, I'm hoping, we've got a penalty now, which is particularly...
You're not the only one. I think I saw Spence had one there too.
Yeah, Spencer's picked up a hefty one, unfortunately.
He did run very
3.3
wide.
seconds currently.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll hurt. The bad thing is you have to burn it on this same lap too, otherwise you end up with a null and void 2 laps. So the lap that you receive the penalty and then the lap following that as well.
That's
Only
right.
if you don't burn it.
Yeah, half time I think, like I said last night, you just stop and burn it straight away. Don't even risk forgetting about it or having to burn it just before the line. That way you just get a good run for the rest of your lap.
Yep, absolutely agreed. Finding your rhythm towards the end of the lap as you cross over that start-finish line, it certainly sets you up for your next lap.
Yep. Spencer's
Tombo's just burnt his.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ando and Spencer in their own comms at the moment, because it looked like Ando slowed down to be able to allow Spence to catch up there.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to be in a team chat.
It certainly does.
These guys, there must be a few out there worried about the times that a few of these guys are punching out. We got a few of the heavy hitters of Wheel to Wheel watching on YouTube at the moment. So there's a shout out there to G-Man and Zoo and Fine Moves. They've all jumped on. And Sinister's there as well. So, yep, there's definitely... the interest is peaked in these guys to see what sort of times they do.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like you say, a lot of Div 1 guys, or Premier League as we call them. Myself, I am one of them, so keen to try and see what people pull off and learn from their tactics. And
what sort of times are you punching out at the moment, Captain, on your practices?
So it was a bit unfortunate. I managed what was technically a 55-2, but I dragged it was a 0.5 second penalty from Sector 1 across the line. So I was actually down by about a 10th in Sector 1.
Yep.
And then managed to just put the rest of the lap together. So where I picked up a penalty, I didn't gain any time. In fact, I actually lost it. And then, throughout the rest of the lap, I was purple. So I just decided to stick with it. And
Spence went wide again.
And so technically it's 55-2, but carried across a 1 second penalty on it. So I've got a low 54 in me without slip. So
Well, Heather coming in the last chicanes towards the finish line. Who's going to
Any
improve on their lap
improvements?
times?
doesn't look like Spence, Tombo, or Ando have improved. They regathered on this lap. So there we go.
Corbin's down to 4. Yep.
I did get a penalty on that lap as well. It was just a background kind of lap.
DCE's improved as well. He's up down to 4:01. Big Road Ralph is a 4:09.
I'm wondering if Big Red Ralph has gotten a lap together yet. He's been caught up in the early stages here a little bit, so hopefully he gets
That'd be close to Ralph. People out there as well that aren't familiar with Wheel to Wheel, it is different divisions we've got trying out tonight. So some of these guys punching the big times are up in the Div 1 or 2 lobbies. And you've got the likes of Ralph, who's in a Div 5 or 6 lobby, and a few in between. So you are going to see very different times. I'll just whack up here. A quali time here. This is what we're looking at so far in what's been qualified so far in the divisions. You can see that Footner and Gordock are ahead in Div 5. You've got Prima Phoenix ahead in Div 6. Hammett to the Bones, the lead time in Div 3, and Wheel to Wheel Ben in Premier League. So most of these guys, when you look at the likes of Ando, if he wants to get up there, he's in Div 3. He's got to beat Hammy's 4 minutes and 3 seconds, which he's already done. So he would have so far P1 in that div. So it is all over the shop and relative to their divs, even though all their times are on there in front of us tonight.
Yeah, so given qualifying around here is such a massive outlap, for our typical rounds, we'll have a 5-minute qualifying. So even circuits like Spa, you only get one flying lap through. So when you're looking at a 4 minute 30 out lap, then trying to find some pace, it's likely that a lot of people would actually miss out on qualifying altogether. So having them staged throughout the week means completely mixed lobbies. You put your time in for whenever you want, and you race in that time slot, or you qualify in that time slot rather. So you don't have to qualify with the same people that you race against. So that's why we'll see such a variance in overall lap times.
That's right, and even when it comes to the leaderboards, you can just see their mirrors on the cars are all different colours, and they reflect what leaderboard division the drivers are in. So you'll see your gold is your Division D, and I believe blue is at Division 2. I can't recall. Red's your Premier, Red's your Premier League. Blue is your Division 2, and green is Div 3. So they're all your leaderboard divisions there for the drivers as well.
Oh, as we see Tombo. Oh, no. Ando and Tombo have come together on the exit of. Got to brush up on my exit corners, but they've come together, so that lap's out. Unfortunate for Tombo. He was purple, but he also was carrying a half-second penalty. So
I will just do a quick, if I can, replay of that if I caught it. Maybe I didn't catch it in time. Here we go. They're coming around the corner. Yeah, Tombo is carrying that penalty. He's got almost looked like a little bump from Spence there, but I didn't know. It was Ando. Sorry, I was with the wrong driver. It was Ando that lost that and collected Tombo along with it. So that's unfortunate. And now we're back to with Tombo.
So Spence is only just purple, so I think he managed to avoid a conflict between Tombo and Ando. So we'll see what he pulls as he comes across the finish line.
Oh, he's sideways onto the finishing straight.
Yeah, not the greatest sector.
No, not the greatest. No.
So as you can see, he's pulling off to the side here to let Tombo and Ando catch back up. So fingers crossed Tombo and Ando are
nice, Corbin.
Right next to each other.
Thanks. I got another penalty on that lap as well, so
yep.
bit of time left in it.
58.5. Yeah, so with the penalty, you should be set for a low 57 there, Corbin. That's a good lap time.
Yes, I did very much enjoy everything except for the penalty.
It will certainly be a game of who can avoid them the most come race day. It's unforgiving around here.
Oh, it's that one corner, man. Wiped out again. Try and latch on, actually.
So in qualifying, there's no fuel burn or no tyre wear, so there's no pit strategy involved. It's just try and do the fastest lap you can over how many kilometres again? 13, wasn't it?
I think it's 13.9.
I'll do my research one day this week.
Yeah. I was close. I'm dyslexic. It's 13.6 k's.
There you go.
13.6, yeah. Oh, what's 600 metres? A drag strip?
Okay, well, we've got Big Red Ralph that's still out there plodding around. He's in a Super, I think it is. He's a pretty solid Div 5-6 driver. He's been trying his hardest this year. I can't remember if Ralph's on wheel or a joystick, actually. Like Tombo, is Tombo now on a wheel, or is he still on his joystick?
Yeah, Tombo will still be on the controller.
Yep.
He has recently upgraded to a set of foot pedals to be able to control his gears. So up until a couple of weeks ago, even, I think, he was still driving an automatic. So for him to be pushing out some fantastic results in races while being on controller and dealing with tyre wear and automatic, you're not able to fuel save. So he's got a lot of fleet, for sure.
Yeah, he's been doing well. I'd hate to see what happens if he ever gets a steering wheel. Oh! Spence was more like Ando then. He was airborne off those bollards and straight into the wall, unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah. Just came in a little bit too hot on the end of the straight. And he's also sporting some engine damage now as well, so that's going to hurt him to try and catch up to the rest of the zoologists team. So Ando and Tombo are working together again. Hopefully Tombo can pull off a bit of a lap time here. Although it looks like Ando might need the help at the moment. Tombo's done a quicker lap.
We're on with Benjamin Disco in the Mad Turtle Lambo at the moment. He's sitting there quite peacefully in 4th place tonight. He's not that far. His times aren't that far off Spence, who is in the lead at the moment. So he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, a single second over 4 minutes is it's actually really close.
Yep.
And normally a second over a sub 2 minute lap or minute 30 lap is it can be quite a bit of a challenge to gain that back. But over a 4 minute lap, he's definitely got it in him.
And the thing is, he's out by himself and has been so far for the whole session. So he's fighting that wind resistance by himself. He's not using anyone to give him a bit of a bump draft. So he's got that little bit of a disadvantage, but it's not that much. Yeah,
it's tough. If you haven't pre-practiced how to bump and how to follow people in slipstream, you can actually come unstuck very easily. So. Yep. I actually respect Benjamin's choice. Sticking clear of traffic, he'll do his own racing, his own session.
Oh, here we go. Tombo's in the 54s. So is Ando.
Tombo smashed out a 54.2, and Ando being right behind him is only a few tenths down. So I expect them to swap places up on this following lap, and Ando to be able to get the bump and complete a good lap time. So.
Yep, and it looks like we've got someone else here to help us along. G'day, Fang. How are you, buddy? Have you got your ears on? No, he's not in yet.
Not yet. I wonder if he's joining the lobby to watch or if he's trying to do some practice.
Hello.
He's Fang. G'day, mate.
G'day, how's it going?
Good. Calling in to give us his sage advice on this track, no doubt. How are you, Fang?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you guys going?
Spectacular. It's pretty good going by these guys here.
It certainly is. We're seeing some very good lap times already.
Yeah, nice.
I say already, we're 22 minutes in. Flies past these qualifying sessions, they really do.
8 minutes 35 remain.
Yep, two laps,
got a penalty,
maybe 3.
Yeah, Tombo's got a penalty.
He'll pick up another penalty, has he?
Yeah. So Ando's all over the back of him.
Yeah, those two have been working together for the most part of this qualifying session.
Yep. See, that's the trick there when you're in a partnership like that and you get a penalty, but you want to keep bump drafting and bringing your teammate along in your slipstream, what do? Do you just go, well, I'll make the sacrifice and lose 2 laps, or do you burn it?
See, that's the hassle again. If you've pre-practiced this, you can work together and pick your penalty burning points. I tend to do mine towards the end of the Porsche curves, but still well before the double chicane towards the end of the lap. So that way you're still completely clear. If you've picked up another penalty further down the track, you can also get rid of that at the same time. And then you can tuck in behind people again and reset for the next lap.
So Tombo with 0.3 of a second up on Ando. Ando's jumped out in front of Tombo now, so Ant pulled a gap. Let's see what happens on this lap.
Yeah, I think Ando may have backed off again to continue those team tactics, so they want to be careful there. You might get another 2 laps with the time remaining for where they are on track, but again, quantity is not necessarily the best. If you can't put it together, you're better off consolidating and getting one good lap in.
Yeah, I sort of agree on that.
So
I think maybe Ando should just jump out there and balls out, go for it, and not worry about these guys for a bit, because I think he's got a bit of time he could grab out of it. So I don't think we've seen the fastest out of him yet.
No, definitely not. He's certainly playing the team card tonight, so very respectful of him. He's definitely a team player, so hopefully he can pull out a lap for himself and pull it together for his own benefit.
The Corvette, DCE's Corvette. What league's he in?
He's got the orange, so he'd be in the gold, the D League.
D League, yep. He basically means he's fresh. So D League is ultimately a development league. So I'm a rookie season to wheel to wheel as well. So
I think we all are this season, aren't we? You, myself, Viking. This is your first season with wheel to wheel, isn't it?
there you go.
Second season. Yeah.
Second, there you go.
Oh, see, the seasoned vet is in the house.
Oh, and just as we say that, DCE loses it. I noticed some team tactics for the
He
other
drives
boys that all
for
pulled over
Warpaint.
again. For
Yeah,
Warpaint
the old
Racing.
commentator's curse rearing its head.
Yep.
Yep. Warpaint Racing, yeah. He's doing okay too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's,
Well, the good news is they've still got another lap to go after this one, judging by the time they're passing now. Hopefully, who's coming back in the track back there might be... No, it's not Big Red Ralph either. Big Red
Benjamin
Ralph might make
Disco's
it. I think Fang...
technically at the back of it.
nah. Big Red Ralph's doing circles out of the
He
gravel pit.
lost it around there, but he's still got, if he punches it now, he's at least got another full lap. Probably 2 with his time, so he's good, but that's going to be a slow lap coming straight onto the straight like that.
Yeah, nearly 7 seconds down, unfortunately. So,
Fortunately, we lost Fang.
Oh, yep. Fang's disappeared, has he?
Yeah, he has some internet issues, so he was a bit in and out, I noticed, unfortunately.
Like we mentioned right at the start of the stream, wouldn't be wheel to wheel without some tech issues.
That's the one. And Benjamin Disco punches out a 3:55. He's got time for another 2 laps as well, so this one and then a final.
Definitely. He's improved on his time by about 7 tenths there. So, like I was saying before, that second off of Spencer's time originally has been brought down to about 3 tenths. So, he's, even though he's out by himself, he's definitely in this fight.
Yeah, he's the only other car. The Aston's, he's split them both, hasn't he? Oh no, sitting in fourth. He's got Aston behind, Aston's in front.
Aston sandwich.
Yeah.
We seem to have Spence and Ando up the front here. Tombo's sat back a bit, but Spence and Ando are helping each other out. I wonder if these guys...
Those team tactics playing again.
Yeah, I wonder if they've gone, righto, this is your lap, and then this is your lap, and that's your lap, and they just try and help whoever's lap it is. Be interesting.
Yeah, I'd certainly like to think so.
Yeah. Fly on the wall in that situation to see what the team tactics are.
Yeah, definitely.
Zuzu's online on YouTube, he could tell us.
Well, I'm not sure if he wants to give away the team tactics just yet. He may wait until the end of qualifying, man. Yeah, see, Piper's jumped onto the YouTube chat as well. He's saying there's some fantastic times, or great times, being thrown up already. Piper's a top-end Div 1 driver, and he's saying he's going to struggle to beat them. So, low 54.2s is definitely up the top end of the field.
Yeah, me personally, I'm waiting to see how the brick goes around here. I mentioned it last night, and I noticed Fine Moves has got the brick out on Saturday night. I think he might be in a room with Apex Humper, so that's going to be one hell of a night to watch. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Mustang gets around Sarth.
Yeah, definitely. There was a bit of chat, or a bit of a rumour flowing around with Fine Moves that he may not race. Given the track penalties, they can be really unforgiving around here. So let's hope he changes his mind and he still puts his RSVP in. We'll see.
Well, Tombo's time was not quite on Footnar's time. Here's me saying Footnar was struggling with the Lambo, and right now in wheel to wheel, he's got the fastest qualifying time here at Le Mans. So
Yeah, it's a
this
good
is
pickup,
3
right?
minutes. Yeah. This is 3 minutes 54.253. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's
So
a
very
good
close.
time that Tombo's run. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Footner's
let's not
done
forget
that
the
back
top
in
over
Div
control.
5. Oh, Corbin,
It
nice
is. Yeah.
improvement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
56.8 from Gordon.
Finally got a relatively clean lap, so I'm generally pleased with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a 56.8 is no slouch of a lap time around this circuit.
I'd be really pleased. I'd be off drinking whiskey if I did it at 56.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ando's a bit sideways around there, losing a bit of time.
Well, he's still purple by 2 tenths. very early on in the race. So sector 1, if you nail it, you can get a comfortable 2/10. But by the first chicane, if you have previously had slip on a fastest lap, you will be comfortable 2/10 down again. So it can really affect your times.
Here's this long straight. It seems like you just sit and wait, don't you?
Yep.
And it's in particular, I find the second chicane hard to pick the breaking point because the trees you run through and getting a good marker for it is one of the issues I've found on this track.
What are you driving,
absolutely.
Viking?
I'm at the Jaguar.
You're in the Jag.
Yeah.
So just
So
as I
there's no
touched on
checks.
before, Ando being 2/10 up in the first sector, he's now at the tail end of the second, and he is 3/10 down. So proving just without slip, you can lose quite a significant amount of time.
Yep. It's a bit hard to not move off these guys. They're so mesmerising to watch, these two Astons.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are. We've got 3 minutes 55 seconds remaining of qualifying, so
That's until
That's the
end.
yeah, that's the end. We're already on the last lap.
Yeah. So anybody
we're on the
that's
last lap, yeah.
Ando's gone a bit wide on that last corner.
anyone that's now on their final lap has completed their qualifying. So it looks like Big Red Ralph and Benjamin Disco, yeah, it looks like they've both completed their qualifying for tonight, so their times are set in stone.
Yeah, they are. They're just cruising through. So they're done.
Lucky last lap. We'll see what
happened
DCE
to
saw them.
Spence? I thought Spence was, or has Ando dropped off? See, I went off him for a second. It was Ando and Spence, but now it's Ando and Tombo.
Yeah. Actually, I think Spence might have been behind on the...
He might have lost it, and Tombo's got it. Yeah, because Spencer's gone off again.
Yeah, he might have picked up some dirty tyres there somewhere, and he's managed to outbrake himself.
So that's
Unfortunately,
unfortunate.
Spence's time is now set too.
Yep, and now
Look at
Tombo's.
Tombo, he is right on Ando, right on him.
Yeah.
Looks like he wants to pass.
No, he's making sure Ando gets the best possible last lap for this one. Like all good
absolutely.
teammates.
Tombo's returning the favour that Ando's given to him a few times in the past, so hopefully they don't pick up any penalties. It's so close to being wide.
These guys are on the limit, aren't they?
They're absolutely pushing for it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be that confident. I'd be thinking I'm going to give myself a penalty here. But, yeah.
We'll keep it.
So
Here we
Tombo and
go.
Ando across the line.
Here we go.
No improvements. That is really unfortunate. How about Corbin's done it again? Improved again, which is good to see. You got in the 55s, Corbin.
Yeah, bit of sweat, but oversteer on the last corner, so now I'm stoked with that. Might be a little bit off maybe some of my lobby rivals, but in terms of an actual ball gauge to what my pace is without assistance, if I had slipstream I might have been up a bit higher, but you can't get too mad. It's a good lap without assistance. So
yeah, well,
with
you've
no
got
assistance, fantastic lap.
who have you got? You're up against Ando in the same div, so Ando will have P1 in that div and you'll be P2 now. With Hammett to the bone, who was on Monday night, he's got a 4.03, so he's now P3. Okay, well, these guys, I don't know if they're going to have a one-lapper. If they do, we'll just keep on for the heck of it and see how they race, or they might just try out their start.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here we go. The Astons are all over the place. I don't know what they've called, but it looks like the Toyota's been left behind.
Yeah, I think Big Red Ralph was sleeping on the start line there. He may not have been expecting the one lap race.
Diving and
payoff already.
spinning and crashing, and and who's come out of that?
So Tombo and Benjamin Disco, so they've been caught up in all of this.
Yeah.
Tombo,
Corbin's still doing well. You still
so-
there, Corbin?
Yeah, I'm still here. I might
Oh, yeah.
have been the
Battle
one that
first.
hit Benjamin, so
Oh, you may have been. Okay,
I
yeah.
did click for a replay, but I wasn't willing to play it yet, so I've got proof if it was you, Corbin.
got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ando's dropped
there we
out.
go.
What's happened there?
Damn, I was.
Looking
You guys
forward
want
to
a bit
having a
of
trial.
entertainment right now? Just try the old. Ooh.
Yeah, getting rid of penalties can always prove a challenge around here. You're not sure where everyone's going to go, so make sure you're clear of everyone. It's going to add another element to race come Sunday.
Oh, DCE's a bit sideways into the chicane.
Managed to hold on to it.
He's out
Doing some
into
practice starts is also a fantastic way to navigate and find out how everyone's going to race around you, and also gives you a good indication of how slow the first couple of corners are going to be. So you can't always pick up your same braking markers, and you've really got to be careful of how much pace you're coming up to a corner where everyone's bunched up and going way slower than what you
Yep.
initially expect.
I think I saw Corbin in the background fighting for control, fishtailing all over the track. Was that correct, Corbin?
That is correct. Just testing out my turning radius in the middle of the straight.
That didn't look like it. To me, it looks like you were avoiding Armco.
Oh mate, if you flick it to me, we'll see what we've got. See how it's a good game of chicken. How close you get to the Armco before you hit it.
Oh, especially hitting that dirty track after those outside white lines. It gets very dirty out there.
It does.
Certainly does. You can pick up penalties by going out there. as well.
Drifting, and Big Red Ralph has joined you too. And how are we doing on times here for these boys out the front? Unfortunately, I haven't got access. Captain, what are you reading with these guys?
I've not actually been watching him, but if I check out the live timings, yeah, they've done some good sectors. Sector 2 of a mid 39 for DCE racing. That's very competitive. We'll see what they come to across the line and see what they can get out of an opening lap. The standing start's typically above 4 minutes, 4:01, 4:02. So we'll see what they come in
Or
at.
maybe
It's,
for you, Cap, but for us more regular drivers, it's probably more like a 4:07.
Depends on who's around and how much issue you have in finding a bit of free space. So
Yep. Hey,
Got
Tombo.
fueled.
Hey,
How'd you go, buddy? How was your qualifier? We're still online, still streaming the last of this little one-lap dash between these two. How'd you go?
yeah, not bad. I was pretty happy with the 54 too. Myself, Spence and Endo sort of had a bit of a slipstream chain down, so that sort of helped us all a fair bit. But yeah, it went pretty good.
Awesome. Were you happy with the? We saw a lot of teamwork there. Were you happy with the way that all worked out?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was sort of we talked about before, and that was our plan. But buddy CCH kept trying to get on the back of it.
He was. Corbin's in here with us. He did say he didn't think you were too impressed, but you got to do what you can do.
Yeah.
You gotta have a hustle, but you'll be happy to know, Tombo, my best lap was not one that I had a slipstream chain with you guys.
Oh, that's good. No, we went to road, but we were trying to shake you at the start.
And you know,
Looks like in the
Tombo,
dark. Right.
I
old
would have
chippy
done the
zoologist.
exact same.
Yeah, so not
Tombo,
so-
in the last dying minutes, it looked like you wanted to get past Ando. He was holding you up.
No, I was trying to help him improve. Cause I was
trying to
pretty
repay the
happy.
favour.
Yeah, I was trying. Because our plan was to have like the person in the middle go for the hot lap, and then a toe in front and a bump behind. But
Yep.
Spence sort of fell off, so I was just trying to push Ando along.
Well, it looked like you were doing that. Your task achieved.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, Tombo,
On the top
the
of the
boss
bench.
man was watching tonight. Zuzu's in YouTube. He said, "Well done,
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
Happy days." So, I don't know how happy he's going to be that you gave away your plans on how you were going to get everyone to qualify well. But hey, that's life. Okay, fellas. Well, what we better do is wrap this up. Thank you all for joining me, Tombo. Congratulations, you did a great job tonight, and Corbin, you got some good times in. We do have a lobby coming up again at 8 o'clock this evening. We got a few in there, which is Marchi, Figo, Bozza, Pagani's on tonight with Super Dragon, Squidly, Palmer, Contagious, and that's about it. We do have some pretty good runners in there. Pagani's always interesting to watch, and so is Contagious. I think Squidly's going to give it a real big run for its money tonight, though, in that lobby. So they're on at 8 p.m. I'll be back for that. So any of you guys that want to come back, yep, Figo's pretty good, is he? Figo, sorry.
Yeah, Figo, he's a new boy on the block and he's quick.
Awesome.
So it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Absolutely. It's going to be a jam-packed lobby, that one. So definitely, if you're watching this stream, jump back on at 8 o'clock and tune in.
Yeah, and to any of the wheel-to-wheel boys out there, including any of you gents here, if you want to jump on and give us a hand to commentate that one and just have a general chat, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, guys, have a great one.
I'll be asleep at that time.
In Kiwi land.
Ya.
Thanks for all your help.
Yeah.
Have a great night and safe racing. See you next time.
All right.
Stuff. Thanks, Dodgy.
See ya.
Bye.
See you.